Welcome. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Exclusive.
Concerning Kanu's case, I would say it has been in the custody of the DSS, and he also has been in the custody of the DSS. And this is what the headline is telling us about Kanu's case. It says, court orders DSS police to pay 150 million naira damages over death of aide to Kanu's lawyer. A federal high court in Anambra has ordered the Nigeria Police Force (NPF) and the Department of State Services (DSS) to pay 150 million naira as a damage fee for killing one Samuel Okoro, personal assistant of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, a lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu. Aladzira Ngagiwa, that is what I'm pronouncing now, the presiding judge, issued the order on October 27 while delivering judgment in a suit filed by Felicia Okoro, wife of the deceased, against the NPF, the Inspector General of Police, IGP, and the DSS. Other defendants include the Director General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the DSS Department, Nigerian Security, and the Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, the Nigerian Army, the Chief of Army Staff, and one Chukwuka Chizorom of Foegu. On June 6, Joint Security Force and the operatives invaded Ejiofor's home in Umunakwa, Ifite, or Ifite, Egusigo local government area IG of Anambra State at around 2:30 a.m. June 6. So this year, wow. Well, Ejiofor's elder brother and 3 domestic staff were abducted while Okoro was murdered. Okoro's body was allegedly put inside Ejiofor's car, which was then set ablaze. CCTV footage which captured the invasion was tendered as exhibits in court. While delivering the ruling, the judge declared the invasion of Ejiofor's house as illegal, unlawful, oppressive, and inhuman, noting that it constitutes a breach of Okoro's fundamental rights to life. Now, before I conclude, I wish to state that after watching the CCTV footage exhibit A, I ran out of words to express my feelings to what I saw, the judge said. I couldn't believe that I couldn't believe what I saw was carried out by human beings like us and the applicants. It was unfortunate and unbelievable that they didn't only take the laws into their hands but behaved as if they are God who created life, including Mr. Samuel Okoro, the late husband of the applicant. In the first place, there was nothing shown as the basis why the applicant's late husband's principal's house was invaded and why the applicant's husband was brutally murdered in cold blood and subsequently burnt. Well, even if he had committed murder, the respondents went too far by taking laws into their hands. The applicant and her whole son have been thrown into shambles, untold hardship, depression, and trauma, both mentally, psychologically, and socially. The applicant's late husband was the breadwinner to his aged parents. The children have lost their father, and no doubt it shall affect their academic pursuit, looking up to their mother and God only to succeed them in life. Again, the applicant's husband lost his life out of overzealous officers' acts, who, to my own knowledge and my mind, are callous-hearted human beings. They are not supposed to be in the service and not given the responsibilities. May the soul of the departed rest in perfect peace, amen. No amount of compensation can bring him back to life, and the loss or injuries suffered cannot be healed forever. Now, it is really very sad and unfortunate. They should be brought to book. Then the judge ordered the police, DSS, Army, and Chizorom to tender an unreserved apology, a public apology to the applicant, Felicia Okoro, in one national and domestic newspaper. The court also ordered them to pay the sum of 100 million naira as general damages and another 50 million naira as compensation in favor of Okoro over the death of her husband. The court also ordered the NPF, which is the Nigerian Police Force, DSS, Department of State Services, Nigerian Army, and Shizoram to pay the applicant 5 million naira as the cost of prosecuting the suit. Now, June was the invasion. If I told you, or if I told you that I never knew anything, or rather, I wasn't aware about that invasion of Ujiofor's house, or rather, even if I'm aware, I didn't know there was a casualty. So somebody died, and that is the narrative. And since then, no one has said anything about it. And I don't know. I'm not sentimental here. I don't want to support anybody. But if it was to be a Fulani, and I even just basically match his cow, that means people in diaspora would know what you have cooked, that the house has gone burnt. Because you don't try it. Even when the OPC, you understand, as at then when the Fulani were terrorizing, or the so-called Fulani, the ones that were perpetrating evil, kidnapping, maiming, raping, and all that, when they were doing all their evils, there are some OPC members that would want to protect their land, and at long run they got hold of this Fulani. They were arrested. Now they took them to the station. Fulani who offended was released. Instead, the incapacitated. Those that brought the Fulani, they were arrested. They were detained behind bars, or rather, behind a cell. Is that a good narrative? Now that was what brought in agitation from one place to another, left and right, center, because the governance, of Buhari, because Buhari has represented us as the president. Now Malami is presiding over the affairs of the economy, and the president is just the title. Then the person presiding over the economy is the president. Though I still stand to be corrected, because Tinubu, Atiku, Labour Party, Peter Obi, I'm not really sure if they have the sense that Buhari has, or they have the mind of God that Buhari has. But because Buhari is not exposed, and he is not exposed, I don't want to say it's an illiterate, but he's just not exposed. He does not know what public management simply means. Before you can say you want to become a leader, or rather a politician, is not necessarily you study political science, but public administration will make you advance, and you can know your left from your right. You can get what facts you want to get, and you wouldn't just appoint people, because Buhari appointed people. And now the DSS department also, they are just I don't know, because someone who says it's not DSS, it's SSS, it's security secret something. But notwithstanding, it's Department of State Service, the Department of Secret Service. I don't want to know, but what I believe is that everybody should do good. Now Tinubu, Shetima, Muslim ticket is what people were talking about. But some person will now tell you, Muslim or no Muslim, Christian or Christian, if you are Yoruba or Igbo, doing well is doing well. Knowing how to do good is doing good. So if the DSS have gone to Ejiofor's house to do all this shit they did, and they know that there is God, do same way Jonathan's wife would say. So there are eats all over. There are things are happening in Aso Rock, and things are happening in Nigeria. Some people are not, taking cognizance of that, and they are ignorant of those words. But notwithstanding, for those that are enlightened, we need to tell this one, neighbors yourself. That's why it has been said that we should love your neighbor as yourself, so that you know what to do in such a situation or thereabout. You know how to handle Nigeria. You know how to be current and know your left from your right. Wow, there are words that are needed to be said, but no time. Even if there is time, there is no time for that time to be checked. That's what it is. Well, this is what I'm going to do. The content I like to share views in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.